Would you like to know how much of a loan you can qualify for when it comes to a home loan? Would you like to know how to figure out how much of a payment you can afford and know what's allowable from the eyes of a lender without having to talk to a lender? Well, after you watch this video, you're gonna know how to do exactly just that. I got my doodly whiteboard ready for us. It's gonna break it all down and it's gonna be helpful information. So you might as well go ahead and smash the like button right now and subscribe, and then we're gonna get right into it. So, if you want to be able to determine how much of a loan you can qualify for, here's what you need to know. There's 3 categories of requirements that a borrower needs to have for a mortgage loan to close: credit, income, and assets, which refer to the funds available for down payment and closing costs. This is what we call CIA, and I talk about each of these individually in other videos on this playlist. But for this video, we're going to focus on the income category. Specifically, we're going to break down how to determine your debt to income ratio, also known as your DTI, so that you can be sure your numbers for your loan will work well before we tell you that you're approved. Now, an underwriter does also have to approve of your credit report and verify that you have enough money for your down payment and closing costs. But the majority of loans that don't go through are due to income issues, specifically debt to income ratio issues. So if you can understand how this works from the jump, you will feel way more confident about your financing process. To get started, let's establish a definition. Debt to income ratio is equivalent to your total monthly debt obligations divided by your total monthly income. This is the calculation underwriters use to determine how much of a mortgage payment you can afford, and ultimately, how much of a loan you can qualify for. We start by calculating your monthly debt obligations. These are expenses that show up on your credit report. Your credit report will show us all the current loans and credit that you have been given access to. It will show us the minimum payments for all your credit cards, any auto loan payments, your student loans. We take all of that and total your monthly payments as reported on your credit report. We will eventually take your proposed mortgage payment and add it all together. We will have your total payment obligation that will be used for our debt to income ratio calculation. For your income, we are going to want to know who you currently work for and ideally your 2-year employment history. If you're W-2'd, we want to see a gross income number. If you're self-employed, we would take a look at the income you claimed on your tax returns for the last 2 years. If you have additional jobs on top of your primary job that you'd like us to consider, we'll want to see that you've at least had 2 years of history holding down both jobs to show that you're able to consistently handle the time commitment to both jobs. By the way, we are able to consider non-employment income as well, such as Social Security, retirement, disability, and child support. Once we have determined your monthly income, we are able to calculate your debt to income ratio percentage. We do have programs that allow you to go over 50% debt to income ratio, but for the most ideal loan programs, you want to be under 45%. Let's go over an example so that you can see how the calculation works. Let's say you have a list of monthly debt obligations which include credit cards for which total minimum payments come to $100 per month. And let's say that you have a car payment for $500 a month. And let's say that you have student loans with payments equivalent to $400 a month. You've looked up houses on Zillow and you see one that you're interested in and you run a mortgage calculator on it and it shows you that your payment will be $2,500 a month. If you add all of those, you'll have $3,500 a month for your total monthly debt obligation. Now, to configure your monthly income, let's say that you're a factory worker. You're on a W-2 salary of $82,000 a year. That's equivalent to $6,833 a month. When you take your total debt obligations of $3,500 a month and divide it by your gross income of $6,833 a month, we get a 51% debt to income ratio. For this scenario, we're over the preferred max of 45% on the ratio, and we would be in danger of not approving. So let's go back and see what we can change up. Let's say that we were able to pay off your car loan. With that payment being gone, we would no longer have to count it as part of your monthly debt obligations. That would change your total monthly debt obligation to $3,000 a month, and that amount divided by your monthly income of $6,833 a month would be equivalent to 44% debt to income ratio, bringing us under the required 45%. And now we have a debt to income ratio that an underwriter would approve of. Keep in mind that there are other ways to lower the debt to income ratio. You can pay off or lower additional debt, as well as lower your house payment. Higher amounts of income can help, and that can be provided by additional borrowers or co-signers being added to the loan. But always remember, the less debt you have, the more buying power you have. All right, I hope you found that helpful. I've got a special debt to income ratio calculator Google Sheet that I've created a template for, and I can customize it to your specific numbers. So if that's something you want to check out, it allows you to punch in your numbers for yourself, change a mortgage calculator specific to your numbers and see how much the payment impacts your debt to income ratio so that you can be confident of what you can be pre-approved for. So I can send that to you as part of our pre-approval process. It just requires going through the pre-approval with us. So definitely keep me in mind for that.
Hey babe, what if you just put a link to your sheet in the comments below so people can just do it right away?
That's brilliant. And I hope you found the video helpful. Please comment, share, like, subscribe. Reach out if you have any additional questions. Let us know how we can help. And I hope to see you on the next video. Take care and God bless.